Recording in progress.
Good morning, all of you. Let's go ahead. Okay. So we have covered all the heads of income also. iOS also is done. Okay. And I hope you read from the study material also. All the provisions, etc. Okay, everybody. Let's go in the next concepts or next chapters. The next chapters, little bit at least, next two chapters will be very, very small comparatively. Comparatively. Okay. So hardly a couple of sections you have to cover. But again, important, you can say, concept. And a direct or you can say a separate question is also asked on the next two chapters. Okay, a separate question is also asked. So chapter number 10, ready everybody? Or next chapter, income of other persons included in the assessee's total income. Okay, income of some other person is added in the income of the assessee, and the next chapter which will be carry forward and set off of losses. Okay, everybody till here. So first, what are we going to understand? Income of some other person is added in the assessee's income. Then obviously the question will arise, why? Why, bacho, this will happen? Okay. So the basic thing is right now, see, anybody or rather nobody wants to pay more tax. है ना? And for not paying more tax or for paying less tax, bacho, people then generally what they do? They decrease the income or increase the expense. They increase the expenses. Correct, Ilya? Otherwise, what also more than that they can do is they will hide the income. Jugaad, yeah, we'll call it a jugaad, correct. They will hide the income. Or if the bachcho cannot hide the income, then they will definitely bachcho, you can say shift the income. What did I say? Shift the income. If you remember now, again, one more thing. Again, from company law point of view, CA Foundation, okay, CA Foundation company law. There was the concept of corporate wheel, remember? Corporate wheel. Sorry. And there were some exceptions in it. There was some exception in it. Do you remember exception? Little bit exceptions. That when can you lift corporate wheel? And there was a concept of, or you can say, reference of income tax over there. I think it was which case it was? Dinshaw, na? Dinshaw Manikji. It was that one. And over there, but the reference was given correct to defeat the provision of the law or to pay less taxes if you create the company. Then that company is a sham company, or you can say a fake company, or you have to lift the corporate wheel. That company is actually just for time pass. What he had done much in that example, if you remember, he created many companies. He showed all his investments, or he gifted all his investments to the companies. So the company earned the dividends, and from company he took loans. Something like that was a transaction. Subsidiary was something different. Subsidiary was different. Subsidiary was for that bonus, I think, for bonus of the employees. Remember that was the case in Bacho company law. And that was, or you can say, in that concept they are discussed. That if at all such kind of planning or company is there for evading taxes, or evading, you understand now, evading taxes, then again that you have to lift the corporate wheel. So whoever is behind the company, it is his income and not company's income. Okay, everybody? See, tax planning, whenever we say, and tax evading, okay, again you learn that again when you go to the advanced level. In both the cases, understand what is common is that you'll pay lower tax, okay, by showing lower income, by showing what lower income. But tax planning is a very legitimate and a very, you can say, authenticated, or a very, you can say, viable proper option. Tax planning. Now what do you mean by tax planning is literally, if let us say if somebody has done life insurance policy or bank FD, then you are giving him benefit of ATC, or planning as such that your taxes bachu will be lower. Simple case of tax planning which we had done was also in the case of house property. That which property to be considered as deemed to be let out or SOP. This is a proper, genuine, valid tax planning. Yes, Celia, everybody. Yes, Celia. Or let us say, I'll give you example, small example I'll give you. Budget generally bachcho is given in the month of February, budget, hai na? And in budget bachcho, they are going to tell us the new law applicable from April onwards. That is the new financial year. Yes, Celia, everybody. Sorry. So we also can do a little bit of planning, or we had done the planning that we were in talks with the client to sell his property, house property. That was in the month of again Jan, February. And then we preponed our plans. We were planning to sell it in the month of April or May, but we preponed our plans. Let us say we have to get the agreement done by the month of March. Why? Because from April onwards, bacho, the surcharge rate was increasing. The surcharge rate was increasing. So nobody can have any issues with this whenever you do a proper, genuine, this tax planning. Okay. So tax planning means what, bacho? Within the framework of the law. Framework, you understand? Boundaries, you can say. Within the framework of the law, when you do planning properly, you reduce the taxes. This is properly allowed. However, tax evading means obviously, but you're hiding the income itself. You're hiding the income itself. Clear till here, everybody? Yes? Generally, now one more thing, I don't know you have realized this or not. No? Any of your friend or relative or somebody, okay, may have a business or a profession. You can ask this to your friend or relative or anybody. If at all they are not having salary, if at all they are not having salary income, that means they may be having business or profession income. And in that business, in that family, you will see everybody in the family has a PAN, permanent account number. Their own income tax returns are filed. Why? Even if that person actually is not working, or even if that person is actually not earning income, okay, everybody, okay, from the grandfather, grandmother, even a children of 15 years or 18 years, they have a PAN and their income tax returns are filed, bacho. This was also case of my good close friend. He was in college 11th 12th and he was shown a salary of 10,000 rupees per month, and this was happening for, I mean, this was continued for next 5 and 10 years also. Why? Because they were like 48 2, remember 48 2 and 48 3 PGBP. Okay, PGP, remember 48 2. Some paid to a specified person, your related persons. So simple. Let us say I have a business, I have my family members, okay, spouse, husband, wife, mother, father, sister, children. I pay them salary or rupees 10,000 per month. That means at least one person, pay attention, at least one person, pay attention, is going to save me rupees 1.2 lakhs if I give salary of just 10,000. How much, bacho? To one person. Are they actually working? No. But I'll give a proper book entry. Hai na? Properly I'll show it in the books of accounts. And I'll show that money is in the family only. Yes, still here. I'll let us say issue check also or bank transfer also. Proper, genuine, everything correct. I'm not even giving unreasonable salary. I'm not giving them rupees 1 lakh per month without qualification, etc. Correct, Ilya? So all these people are getting salary in the family. So that means, I mean, legally I am reducing my, reducing my income. Okay, I'm you can say increasing my expenditure. Correct, Ilya? Now that party, 10,000 rupees per month is not going to affect them at all, especially if they are, not actually working. 1.2 lakhs from their side from their point of view, income again not taxable because it is below basic exemption limits. Are you getting my point or no, bacho? Simple. This is the most simple way of your reducing your taxes or basically increasing your expenditure. Correct, Elia? If the assessee, if the officer goes into detail, let us look at the role, job description, what work are you doing, this and that, then that is an issue later on. But till that time, the small expenditure you can cover it up. But this was again quite possible. Other way, bacho, what people do, there is again a big market of, you can say, fake bills. Fake bills. You can get legal proper invoices. Invoices, bacho, means what? Some purchases or some expenditure on your P&L debit. Correct, Ilya? Proper invoice. Now all the persons in the market, they know, if at all, just use common sense, if at all I increase my expenditure by 100 rupees, P&L debit, okay, if I put one extra amount of P&L debit, okay, of 100 rupees, my income tax will be most likely affected by 30 rupees. My income tax will go down by 30 rupees or no? Are you getting my point, everybody? 30 rupees means I'm taking average of 30%, okay? Did you understand, everybody, what I'm telling you? All of you got it? Huh. So bacho, let us say I am getting a fake invoice of expenditure, okay, P&L debit of so and so rupees, and the market rate is 5 to 10%. Market rate is 5 to 10%. Why would you 5 to 10%? Because they know you will be saving income tax of 30%. So even they will take their margin of 5 to 10%. If at all you get benefit of 20%, fine. Still, bacho, good for them. Agreed? Understood? So other way around, there have to be companies or there have to be assessees or people, those who want to show in more income. There are companies like startups or some other company, those who want to show inflated balance sheet or inflated, you can say P&L, or there are hundreds of companies, people, there are hundreds of companies open for only for this purpose. Proper, you can say, a network is there. Okay, everybody? That they will show income and again they will show some fake expenditure, close the company and run away. Anyways, coming back to this chapter, again, we are talking of some kind of proper legal tax planning. And then what happens is, one of the ways of reducing your own income is by shifting the income. Is by what? Shifting the income. I will say this is not my income. Let us say I invested into shares. Understand? I invested into shares. Who is the owner of the shares? I am the owner of the shares. But I instruct the company, the company who is going to pay dividend, to directly credit the dividend amount in account of my brother or sister or anybody else. Why? I don't want to add in my tax bracket. Let us say, bacho, if I already have a tax bracket of 30%, are you getting my point? If I already have a tax bracket of 30, you understanding means what? Means I already have income of about 10 lakhs. Okay, everybody? That means whatever extra money will be added in my income, that will be taxed at 30%. Yes, clear or no, everybody? Imagine or assume now your brother, sister, somebody, friend, or your parents, somebody, they're already bacho getting income of more than 10 lakhs. And if you give them extra some money now, any other income, that will be taxed at 30%, bacho. Clear? So what do I say? Okay, let us say I have a younger cousin brother who is not yet earning any money, or he's just graduated or whatever. So I shifted income in his hand. Now it is not getting taxed at my hand at 30%. And in fact, for that person, it is still for him below basic essential limit. Effectively, bacho, I saved my tax or no? Are you getting my point, everybody? So that is how it is possible. By shifting the income. By bacho what? Shifting the income. Clear till here? Or I can directly bacho shift the assets also. I can either directly shift the asset or I can shift the income. Now shift the asset means what? I was the shareholder. I was having a portfolio shareholder. I transferred the rights on the shares to my cousin or my brother. I transferred the asset itself. Now it is no more my asset. So there can be two cases. I transfer the asset itself, okay, for his benefit, or I transfer the income on those assets. Are you getting my point? Again, if I take example of FD, bank FD. Bank FD is asset and interest on bank FD is what? Income. So I can directly transfer the FD or I can transfer only the interest. Are you all understanding, everybody? Husbands gifting to wife or wife gifting to husbands. Property. This is no more my property. Yes, Celia? Again, in big families, you will see that same thing. All the politicians, celebrities, why their own income is hidden? Because they show those assets in name of their servants or some family member, a trustworthy family member. Yes, Celia? Everybody? A driver, or you can say a cook or a gardener, sweeper, in their name properties are there of worth of rupees of crores. Anyways, let's come back. So, department also knows that this thing happens and people used to do this before. Okay, that shift the income or shift the asset. And then that's why department or rather the act has brought into picture this sections. Minor's income is also added. We'll see the case of minor also. Minor also pays bacho income tax. Okay. So this is the Income Tax Act and Indian Contract Act are quite separate, hai na? So income tax we will recover from anybody. We will recover that. Okay, either from parents of the minor or from the minor. Okay. So Income Tax Act or department also knows that people shift their asset or people shift their income. So simply they brought some sections and they said, Even if the asset you have transferred in somebody else's name, or even if the interest, or you can say income, you have transferred in somebody else's name, we will add back in your name. We will what? Add back in your name. Okay, look at the name of the chapter, that's why. Income of other person, but added in the assess's income. That is called as what? Clubbing. Club together. Okay, but this is not dincha clubbing. This is what? Headache clubbing. Okay. This is what? Adding income as well as losses of some other party in the assessee's calculation. Clear till here? Reason being what? We will see all this entire chapter for that reason. Basically, assessee shifted his income or asset in name of somebody else, so department is bringing it back in the name of the assessee. Okay, till here, all of you? Can we go ahead, everybody? Chalega? Yes? Online? Indrajit? YouTube? Let's go ahead, everybody. Chalo. 60, 61, 62, all of that we have to see. Okay, ready? 60. Transfer of income without transfer of assets. Two examples just now I gave you. FD, let us say, bachcho is still in my name, but I told the bank credit the interest in somebody else's account. Nitin, है ना? Yes, Solia? FD was bachcho in whose name? My name. I instructed the bank, this is the bank account where you will transfer the interest. Whose bank account, bachcho? Nitin's. Yes, Tilio? Income will go to Nitin. Nitin enjoys the money, but I have to pay tax. Why? Section 60. Because I have transferred income without transferring the asset. So Nitin says, sir, transfer bank FD also. Okay, main principal amount. You are just giving me only interest. Okay? In that case, bachcho will be taxed in his hands, the interest amount. But he enjoys the FD principal also. Okay? Yeah. Okay? Third example, so that share, a bank FD example I gave you, shares example I gave you. And lastly, let us say again rent income. I have a shop, I have an office, asset. And same thing, I am getting rent income, but I don't want to show it in my bank account. I said, Nitin, enjoy. Nitin, collect the rent and enjoy the rent. Hai na? Yes, everybody? Or somebody else's name, I give that income. But what is again section 60 clearly says, pay attention. If the person transfers, whether revocable or irrevocable. What do you mean by revocable or what do you mean by revocable? Revoke. Revoke means what? Do you remember? Yeah, cancel or withdraw. Cancel or withdraw. Remove or you can say, okay? So whether you can withdraw or cancel or you cannot cancel, okay, the income from any asset, but without transferring the asset itself, such income shall be clubbed in the hands of the transferor. Quite clearly given in section 60. Okay, over here. Fine. Because asset is still bachcho in the name of the assessee. He is only shifting the income from that asset. Yes, still here all of you? Done? Chalo. So people said, okay. So bachcho check. What are they saying? What did people say? What was section 60 about? What did you transfer? Only income. Hai na? Without transferring asset. So people said, oh, this is the problem. So we'll shift the asset also. We will have control on the asset, but we will shift the asset also. Let us give the name of some other party on the asset. Okay? Are you getting my point? Section 60 says what? Transfer of income without transfer of asset. So people said, okay, let us transfer asset also. We'll have the control on the asset. But on at least on paper, on name, give the asset to somebody else. Okay? Correct. People will find some more loopholes, more jugaad. And the department is then busy in again plugging those loopholes. Hai na? Chalo. 61, 62, 63. Now all of them are bachcho common for us. Okay, check. 61. All income arising to any person by virtue of, that means because of, a revocable transfer. Now transfer is there of asset. I transfer to Nitin. my bank FD of next 5 years is in the favor of Nitin. However, I can cancel or withdraw that FD anytime I want. Does that bachcho FD, fixed deposit, becomes property of Nitin? On paper it is of Nitin, but I have withheld, I have controlled, or I have bachcho reserved the right of getting it back. How can you call that as a transfer then? Are you getting my point, everybody? So when I say when I reserve the right to take it back, it can't be considered as full-fledged transfer. Okay, everybody. So if there is a revocable transfer, now what I'm saying, acha, it is a revocable transfer. Right now, who is the owner? Nitin. Okay, and who gets the income also? Nitin. So it is not my income. That was the loophole for section 60. Are you getting my point, everybody? Because right now, if I look at it, it is asset or property of Nitin as well as interest also earned by Nitin. So income of Nitin. But the transfer was what, bachcho? Revocable transfer. Then department says no. Then revocable transfer, bachcho, it is still, it will be deemed or considered as still asset of the transferor. And again, it will be clubbed back in the hands of the transferor. Understood earlier, all of you? Then, all income arising to any person because of revocable transfer of assets shall be chargeable to income tax as income of the transferor. As income of the transferor. As and when the power to revoke the transfer arises. I say, Nitin, enjoy the FD for next 10 years. Enjoy the fixed deposit bank FD for next 10 years. 9th year onwards, I can revoke it. 9th year onwards, I can revoke it. That means, bachcho, for first 9 years, understand, first 9 years, the income, bachcho, will be of Nitin only. Why? Because for first 9 years, it is irrevocable. Are you getting my point, everybody? Correct, Indrajit. Out of 10 years, first 9 years, I gave to Nitin. This is only your property, okay? That is irrevocable. That's why the asset as well as income is of Nitin. But on the 9th, after the expiry of 9th year, last year, I say, oh, now I have the power to revoke. Yes, Celia? So when I get the power to revoke, सिमरन को रोक लिया 10th ईयर में. हाँ. सिमरन enjoy 9 years, 10th year come back, है ना? So in the last year, 10th year, whatever will be the income, but it will be again clubbed back in hands of the transferor. So as and when the power to revoke arises. Yes, clear all of you? What do you think, bachcho, about lease? Lease a transfer, bachcho. Lease, long-term lease. Do you change ownership in lease, bachcho? Tell me. No, na? Okay. Finally done, everybody? Section 62. When shall clubbing provisions not apply in case of revocable transfer? What kind of transfer? Revocable. But still, but section 62 is giving you exceptions or saying that still clubbing will not happen. How? Check. Transfer not revocable during the lifetime of the beneficiary, okay, of the trust or any other transferee. Now check. A transfers to B. Okay, clear all of you? But if it is revocable, in whose hands income is taxable? A. Correct, everybody? Good. If it is irrevocable, then B. Correct. Fine, Delia? Now we are doing a little bit of exceptions to that. It is a revocable transfer. Okay, but in point number 1, it can't be revoked till death of B. Till bachcho death of B. That means during the lifetime of B, we will not revoke it. Okay, we cannot. Fine. It is a revocable transfer. but it cannot be revoked till B dies. Okay, till here? So only when B dies, the A again can get back his property or he can revoke the transfer. Now check. Now even if it is revocable transfer, yes, till here? And all the income bacho is, earned by B will be taxable in whose hands? Good, Nitin. Answer, all of you answer. Kushbu, Akshay, Mansi, Indrajit. Correct. It will be still bacho taxable in the hands of B because clubbing will not happen. Clear till here, all of you? Clubbing will not happen. Alright? That is point number 1. And lastly, if he died earlier, then what? Who? A died. A died, then how will you club then? Then you will not club, na then. Question nahi samjha, वाह बेटा. Indrajit says question nahi samjha. A transferred to B, this was a revocable transfer, but the clause of revocation is what? That A cannot revoke till B is alive. So all the income earned by B during lifetime of B, okay, will be taxed in the hands of B. Okay, it will not be clubbed in the hands of A, even if it is a revocable transfer. Okay, Indrajit got it, I hope. Nitin is saying, subah ganja. Huh? Anyways, okay. And one more thing. When the clubbing will not apply. See, simple, but understand. There are two parties involved. Understand. Whenever we say clubbing will happen, that means tax in the hands of A in these examples. And whenever we say clubbing not applicable, taxed in the hands of recipient B. Recipient means transferee, let us say. Clear? Okay. And nextly, even if it is a revocable transfer, okay, even if it is a revocable transfer, the transferor derives no direct or even any kind of indirect benefit from such income. Even if it is a revocable transfer, understand? Okay. But A gets no share. A gets no share from the income earned by B. See, what are we transferring? Don't forget, asset. Hi, na? That asset will earn interest. I hope you're understanding. Look at them again. Don't forget the main section. What is the section? We are transferring the asset. Which method? Revocable transfer. Correct? Why were you doing that, Bachu? Maybe because you wanted to shift the income on the assets in the hands of other party. Are you getting my point? Everybody. Yes? So, what is the law saying? That means even if you do a revocable transfer, if you do a revocable transfer, the asset is in the name of B, the income is also earned by B, but A gets no share or benefit or any kind of advantage from that income. That income is completely consumed, utilized by B. In that case, bachcho, this income will also be not clubbed in the hands of A. Understood, all of you? Got it or no? All right, everybody. Let's go ahead, everybody. 63. A transfer shall be deemed to be revocable or will be understood to be revocable transfer, okay, if conditions. It contains any provision, clause, for the retransfer directly or indirectly of the whole or any part of the income or assets to the transferor. First, either income to be given back to the transferor or asset to be given back to the transferor. Retransfer directly or even indirectly. A to B, and which are revocable in the name of Mrs. A. Are you getting my point or no? Revocable back which are in the name of Mrs. A possible. Yes, still here. So it is coming back directly or indirectly to the hands of the transferor. That is called as revocable. है ना? Or if it in any way gives the transferor a right to reassume power. Same thing, again control. Power means what बच्चों? Control. Directly or indirectly over the whole or any part of the income or asset. Yes, Celia? We'll again call it as bachcho what? This is a revocable transfer. Yes, Celia? Transfer includes any kind of settlement, adjustment, है ना, in the family. Trust. Trust, do you remember bachcho? Now which trust are we talking about? This is not your fiduciary and all of that trust or confidence. This is which trust bachcho? Capital T trust. I think I discussed why people transfer to trust legally, properly, to avoid income in their own hands. It will be taxed in the hands of trust now. Yes, Celia. But if you keep a point like these, retransfer or reassume power, then it is revocable, na? Correct, Lilio? Okay. Covenant means against clauses, okay? Agreement or any kind of arrangement. Basically, you put any wordings. Charity, nahi. No, not that charity. No, 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 no. Trust, one of two types I think I discussed, public trust and private trust. We have discussed that. So we're talking of private trust right now. I created a family trust, okay, to show that their income or assets are of the trust and not mine. If I take it back from the trust or I have put some clause like that, then it is revocable. Basically, the point what it is trying to say that you do any kind of transfer, or you can use any word in the contract of transfer, does not matter. Okay, that's what they are saying: settlement, trust, covenant, agreement, arrangement, anything. Okay, let's go ahead everybody. Okay, that was just your first of the points, that if you do such kind of transfers, it will be clubbed back in the hands of the transferor. Yes, still here, all of you? We'll come to bachcho more interesting and now important, you can say, clubbing. Generally bachcho, okay, generally, again I'm saying generally, if both the spouses are working, great, no issues about it. Both the spouses are earning on their own, okay. But if I look at our Indian society, one of the spouse bachcho mainly working to get income, other spouse obviously also working to maintain, okay. Both are equally important, no doubt about it, okay. So what happens is the person who is getting the money in the house, okay, he is again dividing that income in his own hands as well as on the spouse's hands. Dividing the income, I said. Yes, Celia? Because spouse obviously is one of the closest relation overall. So he says, I transfer the asset or I transfer the income in hands of spouse, either directly or indirectly. Okay, everybody, till here? If I look about section 60, 61, 62, and all of these section 63 we have done till now, was there any mention of relationship between section 60 to 63, whatever you have done till now? Tell me, that is very important now to understand. Was there a mention of any kind of relationship? It was bachcho, any person to any person. Agree till here, everybody? Okay, yeah. Now check. Clubbing in case of spouse. Ready? 60.1.2. Income by way of remuneration. The remuneration which can be paid in cash or kind, does not again matter. Okay? You give bachcho every month iPhone, or you can give every month laptop or camera or something like that. Even that will be considered as remuneration, even if you are earning or you are getting the same. Okay, everybody? So income by way of remuneration, either in cash or kind. From a concern means again an legal entity, organization, in which the individual means assessee, has a substantial interest. As soon as bachcho has a substantial interest means there is some kind of shareholding or profit sharing involved. Okay? Pay attention what I'm telling you. Let us say, I'm just giving you example, A, B, C and company. Okay, fine till here? Mr. A is a partner. One third, let us take it one third as, because there are three partners right now. One third profit sharing. Is it okay, everybody? Yeah. And Mrs. A is not a partner, but Mrs. A is बच्चों employee of the firm. Employee of the firm. Yes, Celia, everybody? And now, pay attention. When the firm makes payment to Mrs. A, salary or remuneration I'm talking about, okay? Remuneration. Yes, Celia? So even if bachcho, she is getting the money, it will be clubbed in the hands of the assessee who has the substantial interest. Yes, Celia? It was quite easy to see, na, bachcho. Mr. A can control the firm or no? Yes. He says, I am getting profit sharing and I am also working partner. Yes, Celia? And all these incomes are going to get taxed in my own hands. Profit will be exempt, but salary bachcho definitely will be taxed in the hands of Mr. A. He says, let me work, but you pay salary to Mrs. A. Yes, everybody? Or we'll divide some portion, majority portion you give it to her and some part to me. Because always understand, shifting the income to individuals is always preferable in the family. This is a part of tax planning now, because every individual bachcho gets at least 2.5 lakhs basic exemption limit. Agreed or no? Use common sense. If at all there is an income of 10 lakh rupees, 10 lakhs, and it is put or it is given in the name of only one party, one person, that one person will take bachcho benefit of 2.5 lakhs basic exemption limit, but he will pay a tax of 1,12,500. Are you understanding or no? All of you okay till here? Understood, Akshay? Indrajit, Mansi? But same income of 10 lakhs, if I have 4 people in the house and I shift bachcho equally in all 4, there is 0 rupees tax. Because everybody bachcho claim what? Basic exemption limit. Agreed, everybody? So when you can control the payer itself, you can shift anyhow you want. So again, did a proper tax planning, and department says if the assessee has substantial interest in an entity or organization or concern who pays remuneration to the spouse, the income, or that basically not income, remuneration of the spouse will be added in the hands of the assessee or individual who has the substantial interest. Clear till here, all of you, tell me? Yes? But Mrs. A, what you always keep like that, or what? Mrs. A has no experience or no brains, or she's getting free salary? No. Mrs. A bachcho can be more qualified than Mr. A. Mrs. A bachcho may have a bigger heart, and she says, you become the partner, even if I am the expert. Doesn't matter. Yes, everybody? Mrs. A is bachcho more qualified than Mr. A. Okay, everybody? She gets more salary than Mr. A. On her own scale. On her bachcho own skill and knowledge or qualification or expertise. Okay, everybody? Did she earn because of Mr. A? No. She is an independent, strong woman. Okay. In that case, even if Mr. A has a substantial interest in the firm, does not matter, because she is earning on her own. Okay, everybody, on her own, you understood? It is not because of the relation. It is because of her self-own skill or qualification or expertise or experience. Clear, everybody? So even if this, you can say, connection happens, but she's earning on her own independently, it will not be clubbed. Clear to all of you? Let us say again, you can say what? Shah Rukh Khan, Gauri Khan, or you can say Saif Ali Khan, Kareena Kapoor. Okay? They may have, you can say what? Arrangement like these. They have their own companies, production companies, and salaries are given to the spouses. But again, the salary may be given for their own expertise. है कि नहीं बच्चों? Clear? Ready, everybody? So income by way of remuneration in cash or in kind from a concern in which individual has substantial interest. If assessee has substantial interest in any concern and spouse is employed in that concern, any salary, commission, fees, etc., bonus, whatever name called, received by spouse from the concern shall be added in the income of the assessee. Clear till here? However, more important but over there what? Exception. That means it will not be clubbed. If spouse possesses technical or professional qualifications or even experience, and the income is solely, means only, the income is she's earning is only because of the knowledge or experience, then bachcho will not be clubbed. Understood everybody? Yes, then department or you can say income tax officer can go into details and look into the qualification, experience, her past experience, past job, etc. Clear everybody? Yes, all of you understood here? So that was for spouse. But what if bachcho, now we'll go to more cases. What if this introduction of partner and Mrs. A bachcho says, I am no more employee, I am more than all of you, I will also become partner, I am also the partner bachcho. Okay, so AABC. Okay, fine till here? Now what is happening bachcho? Now what is happening? Understand, let us say both will get salary, both are working, and both bachcho have substantial interest in the firm. So in whose hands the income will be clubbed? 1/4, I hope you are understanding. They are husband and wife, correct? And both have bachcho substantial interest in the firm, and both are also getting remuneration from the firm. Clear till all of you? Yeah? So check. Where both husband and wife have substantial interest in the concern and both earn receipt of salary, clear, etc., from the concern, such income will be included in the hands of that spouse. Important, but pay attention. Whose total income, excluding but such income, is higher. Basically, before clubbing, okay, whose income was higher. Now, whose income, but means it can be all the other incomes you have to consider: PGBP, house property, IOS, whatever all the other incomes both these people have. Okay, so let us say before clubbing. I'm again repeating, before clubbing. Before clubbing means before considering the remuneration over here. If Mr. A's income is 10 lakhs and Mrs. A's income is 9 lakhs, it will be clubbed in the hands of Mr. A. Understood? What will be clubbed? The remuneration which you paid by the firm. Understood or no, all of you? But before clubbing, if Mrs. A's income is 19 lakhs and Mr. A's income is 10 lakhs, then again remuneration paid to Mr. A will be clubbed in the hands of Mrs. A. Now whatever is paid to Mrs. A is taxable in Mrs. A's hand, no doubt about it. But Mr. A's income will also be taxed in the hands of Mrs. A. Understood, all of you? Got it? These are all the provisions of clubbing. Okay, all of you? Let's quickly finish these cases. Where any such income is once included in the total income of either spouse, income arising in the next year shall not be included in the total income of other spouse unless AO is satisfied after giving that spouse an opportunity being heard that it is necessary to do so. I'll give you a very simple example. Mr. A income is 10 lakhs and Mrs. B's income is 9 lakhs. Then salary of Mrs. B will be taxed in the hands of Mr. A. Correct. Yes. Whoever's income is higher. Correct. Good. Obviously we'll be doing some cases also right now. Pay attention now. This entire paragraph means what? Okay, where income of this person. Basically, once let us say Mr. A's income is added in Mrs. A's income. Mr. A's added in Mrs. Then next year also will continue with the same. That Mr. A with Mrs. A, Mr. A with Mrs. A, Mr. A with Mrs. A. Okay, next year's. Unless the AO, assessing officer, is satisfied that no, we should now reverse the case or clubbing should not happen. So again, that is just a procedural part. Okay, 20% of the voting power. In company, okay, as beneficial owner owned fully by the individual or partly self and partly with one or more relatives at any time during the financial year. Look at all the jugaad. Jugaad means all the loopholes. What is substantial interest? 20%. So the assessee says, okay, let me hold only 15. I have 25%, but let me hold only 15%. Remaining 10%, I'll give it in the name of the relatives. Again, same thing. So directly or indirectly, bachcho, he has, na still. Okay. Understood earlier? Or in any concern other than a company, because in company we use voting power, na. So in any other concern, HUF or firm, LLP, etc., AOP, BOY, where he can share but at least 20% of profits of such concern at any time during the previous year. Yes, Celia? Now relative bacho over there means what? Only limited this one. Husband, wife, brother, sister, any lineal ascendant or descendant of the individual. Fine? Everybody understood earlier? Okay. That is section 64, 1, 2. Okay. Come to question number 2. Ready? Question number 2. In a notebook write down बच्चों चलो क्लबिंग ऑफ इनकम न्यू चैप्टर है ना. Clubbing of income बच्चों as well as losses. Hello Sai, good morning. If you can club income, you can also बच्चों club the losses. Income includes losses. That is a very, write on that word. I like that word a lot. That sentence actually. Income बच्चों, the term income includes losses also. Okay. What is the actually opposite of losses is profit. Okay. Income means honestly बच्चों an result or outcome of the business. So result or outcome बच्चों can be positive or negative. It is, if it is positive we call it as profit. But if the outcome is negative we call it as loss. So income बच्चों we usually term it as income includes losses. Clear? Can I go ahead everybody? Let's do the question number 2. (10.7). Question number 2. Let's read. Chalo. Ready na? Mr. A is an employee of X Limited. Mr. A is an employee of X Limited and he has 25% shares of that company. Tell me, Mr. A is beneficial owner or not? He is a beneficial owner, correct. His salary is rupees 50,000 rupees per month. Mrs. A is working as a computer software programmer in X Limited, same company, at the salary of rupees 30,000 per month. She is, however, not qualified for the job. Clubbing or no clubbing? Clubbing will happen. Akshay correct, Akshay. Mansi Kushbu. All the provisions are satisfied now. All the conditions are satisfied, or you can say it is fitting in that category. है ना? Chalo, write down in your notebook. Come on. Write down. I'm writing case number 1 here because there is also case number 2. Case number 1. Write down. Salary received by Mrs. A will be clubbed in hands of Mr. A since or because. Point number A. Mr. A holds %25 voting power in X Limited, that is having substantial interest. Sai, you will get the notes in the link also, okay? Finally, all of you. Mrs. A is receiving salary from X Limited. But is she qualified bachcho for the job? No. But she is not qualified. But she is not qualified for the job. Yes, Celia? So, bachcho, we have written in the first sentence itself, Mrs. A's income will be clubbed in the hands of Mr. A. Correct, Ilya? Now, therefore, understand. Therefore, income of Mr. A is what? His own salary, self salary, and Mrs. A's salary. Until all of you agreed? Simple? His own salary was 50,000 rupees per month. And Mrs. A salary is 30,000 rupees per month. Into 12 months. 96, correct, no? Correct. Good. So I'll simply say therefore total income of Mr. A, don't forget, okay, Mr. A, 9,60,000. This is just first part of the answer. We have case 2 also, bachcho. Done till here, all of you? Sai, Indrajit, Akshay, Mansi, Khushbu, Nitin. What is case 2? Compute gross total income of Mr. A and Mrs. A, assuming that they do not have any other income. That too we have done already, you know. Mrs. A's income is nothing because her entire income, that salary income was getting clubbed in the hands of Mr. A. Okay. Will her answer be different? Now we are doing case 2. Will her answer be different if Mrs. A was qualified for the job? What will happen? If she was qualified, what will happen? Clubbing will happen or not happen? No clubbing. If no clubbing, that means their own income will be taxed in own hands, respective hands. Agreed? Simple? Good. Write down. Case number 2. Case number 2. First point. If Mrs. A has requisite qualification has requisite qualification for the job, then clubbing provisions will not apply. Okay, then clubbing provisions will not apply. Therefore, Mr. A's income is rupees 6 lakhs, correct, na? And therefore, Mrs. A's income 3.6, correct? Correct, no, everybody? Done, all of you? Let's do one more. Ready? Question number 3. Question number 3. Okay, Indrajit, okay. Question number 3. Mr. A, ready everybody? Option 2 is better, I guess, for assessment. Obviously, Indrajit. Yeah. Because again, at least you will get the, in that example, at least you'll get the basic exemption limit. है ना? Yeah. Clubbing obviously means one person's tax liability increases, na? है ना? Sorry. Mr. S is an employee of Y Limited and has substantial interest in the company. His salary is rupees 20,000 rupees per month. Mrs. S is also working in Y Limited at a salary of rupees 12,000 per month without any qualification. Okay. Mr. S also receives 30,000 as interest on securities, IOS. Mrs. S owns a house property which she has let out. It is her own property. Rent received from tenants is rupees 6,000 rupees per month. Compute gross total income of Mr. S and Mrs. S. I mean, two different assessees, but husband and wife, and they have different heads of income. But one of them will be clubbed. Now use common sense, or rather, important point. Clubbing bachcho will always happen in the same head of income because we are not changing the nature of income. It is still the same category or type of income. So even if you are clubbing in somebody else's hand, it will be clubbed in the same head of income. So salary is to be clubbed, then again here also salary only. Are you getting my point, everybody? Nature of income does not change, na? Only the recipient, or you can say the person whose hands will be taxable, that is changing. Okay? Write down bachcho in your notebook. Question number 3. Ready? We have to compute both. Both parties, both income. है ना? Write down. Point number 1. Mr. S has substantial interest in Y Limited. Mrs. S is receiving salary. Is receiving salary without qualification, है ना? from Y Limited. Yes, Celia? Therefore, this salary income will be clubbed in hands of Mr. A. So not A, sorry, Mr. S. Ready? Computation of total income of Mr. and as well as Mrs. S. So particulars Mr. S, Mrs. S. Yes, Celia? First, income from salaries. Income from salaries. Ready? Now, did he have his own income? How much, बच्चों? His own salary is 20,000, है ना? And you to club Mrs. S also. Her salary was बच्चों 12,000. ठीक है? Into 12 months. 32 into 12. 384. Tell me, correct? Fine, Delia? Fine, no? Let's go ahead, everybody. Second. Now, both of them were also earning some other incomes, okay? Check. She has a house property. Mrs. S owns a house property, which she has let out and she is receiving rent of 6,000. Correct, Delia? So, let us say income from house property. Income from house property. Okay, everybody? So, how much is he getting? 6,000, no? Where it is? 6,000. Do we have any other details? Municipal valuation, fair rent, standard rent, GAB, NAB, municipal taxes. There's a let out property. So we have actual rent. Okay. So I'm writing here actual rent. So I'm writing here, bachcho, GAV is actual rent. 72,000. How? Rupees 6,000 into 12 months. Less deduction under section 24 A, no? Standard deduction at the rate of 30%. Yes, Celia? Does it come to 21,600? Tell me. Correct, no? 21,600. All right. And over here also, but we should take less. Which one deduction? Under section 16 1A. Only single you will get, no? 50,000. Yes, still your salaries. All right, everybody. And there is third income. HP income is, by the way, how much? HP income, bachcho? 62, 52, 50,400. Is it right? 50,400. Yes? All of you right? And third one, Mr. S has one more income. Check. He receives 30,000 as interest on security. That is income from other sources. How much? 30,000. That's it. Give me what's your total income. Mrs. S is what? 50,400. You have reduced 50,000, okay? 50,000 from that salary deduction, salary deduction. So 334, na? 334 plus 60, 364. Done till all of you? Tell me. All okay? Indrajit, because that is what 50,000 is, which reduced, we have reduced. Standard deduction we give, na? They have not given in the question, na? They have given us only the salary per month. So we take standard deduction from the salary income, gross salary. 16.1a, 16.2, 16.3 were deductions, no? So we are taking deduction one time, even if you're adding salary of somebody else. Okay? Done? YouTube people comment, whoever might be there. Chalo, let's go ahead, everybody. Fourth one. Fourth. Question number 4. Question number 4. You are from which city, Sai? Question number 4. Mr. A received salary of 2.5 lakhs from ABC firm in which Mrs. A has 25% share. Mr. A does not have required degree but has necessary experience to carry out the job. Will clubbing provisions apply? Bachcho, answer is no. Correct, Sai. Done till all of you? Clubbing provision will apply, but in this case, no. Why? Because even if not degrees, only degrees but not relevant, experience will also be okay. Okay, everybody? Are hi ya na? Basically, again, he is earning income solely or only because of his own, you can say, qualification, skill, experience. Okay, so if not qualification but skill, experience is also completely okay. Okay, everybody? So clubbing will not happen. So I'm writing bacho case 1. Case 1. Now Mrs. A here has substantial interest in the first case. है ना बच्चों? Mrs. A has substantial interest in ABC firm. In ABC firm, where Mr. A is receiving salary. From ABC firm. Finally, here, write down. He doesn't have qualification. he doesn't have qualification but has necessary experience. Correct, Leo? For the job. Full stop. Therefore, clubbing provisions will not apply, बच्चों. Will not apply. Okay. See, look at the provisions or the clarification. Can you see here? Or experience. Okay. बोलो हाँ. Yes, Nitin. Okay, in the question, Mrs. A, it is given in the very beginning, no? That she has 25% share. Check. So only if qualification is there, it is sufficient. But if qualification is not there, experience is there, is also okay. See, understand the nature after all. That person is earning salary. Why? Because of relation or self worth or because of own. Okay, everybody? Understood or no, all of you? Imagine you are doing CA final. In the question, bachcho, what is happening? In this question, what is happening? Mr. A is bachcho getting salary. Why? Because of relation or on his own? In this question. Hello Tejas, long time. Hey, sorry bro, I could not reply to you on WhatsApp. How are you? Long time. He's getting bachcho salary because of experience, not because of relation. Understand this, na? If relation comes into picture, then clubbing. But he's earning because of himself, fully attributable to his own worth. That's why no clubbing. How are Tejas? Where are you? Udupi or hometown? We'll go ahead, everybody. So clubbing will not happen, but in first case, okay? So clubbing provisions will not apply. So last point. Therefore, Mr. A's salary will be taxed. In hands of Mr. A himself. Mr. A himself. Okay, Tejas, same here, same here. Let's see when I can come back to Udupi. I'll see. Ask Mahesh sir, na? Yeah, good answer, Sai. Sai, you are from which city? Done all of you? Online, all of you tell me. Akshay. Where is Akshay? Akshay is there or no? Achha, you're writing. Right. Indrajit. Vellore, Tamil Nadu. Okay, Sai. Great. Done? Okay. Akshay hai kya, Nitin? Is Akshay there? Check. अच्छा. I understood or no, Akshay? How will I know? Case 2. Ready, everybody? Case 2. Check case 2, everybody. Another couple. Mr. G holds 25% shares in PQR Limited. Mr. G. He receives salary of 2,30,000. Mrs. G receives a salary of 270 from PQR Limited. Okay? Same company, na? Are हाँ. On the last day of the previous year, Mrs. G bought 35% shares in the company, PQR Limited. Okay, everybody, is it given to you already? What case is this, bacho? What are we discussing here? Tell me. Are you getting my point or no? PQR Limited, Mr. G is having substantial interest. He is getting salary. Mrs. G receives salary from PQR. Yes? On the last day of the company, last day of the year, however, she took bacho 35% shares in the company. What is happening? Tell me now. Are both of them having substantial interest during the year? Even if last day does not matter, even if for one single day bacho does not matter, because the wordings are written what? At any time during the year. Look at the wordings. At any time during the year. Hai na? Look at the wordings carefully. Year. Okay? At any time. Yeah, Nathan got it. Yeah. Done till here, all of you? Sorry. So even if she bacho takes on the last day, still we'll say acha, substantial interest is there. Hai na? Correct? Now which case is this? Both spouse, I mean husband and wife bacho have substantial interest in the same company. Both of them are bacho receiving remuneration. In that case, what happens? Clubbing will happen. Will happen. In whose hands but? In hands of that partner or that spouse whose other remaining incomes is more. Clear or no? That's why. No. Not, it doesn't depend on shareholding, Baba. Don't bring your own logic. Okay? It doesn't depend ki Mrs. G has 35%, that's why clubbed in her hands. No. It depends on other incomes apart from this remuneration. Okay? That's why they have given you other details. The other details are other incomes of Mr. G is 1,000 and Mrs. G 500. Purposely I have given you only very small figure, bacho. No, Baba. Not depending on salary also. Arey Baba, why you bring your own logic? I don't understand. We read na sometime before or no? In whose hand bacho will be taxable? Check. Whose total income, excluding such income, is higher? House property, capital gain, PGVP or any other income. All of that, excluding this remuneration, is higher. In that partner's bacho hand, it will be taxable. Understood, everybody? Tell me. Come back to the... Okay, everybody understand. It doesn't depend on shareholding. Doesn't depend on salary. The remuneration which you are getting. No. It depends on remaining all other income. That's what you tell me now. All the cases satisfying in whose hand it will be taxable. All the clubbing will happen. G or Mr. G or Mrs. G? Correct. Understood, Sai, Indrajit, all of you, whoever are online? Are Nitin. Other income is higher. Other income means, I don't directly say IOS, okay? Other income means any other income. Apart from this salary income. Whose? Mr. G. Clear? Good. So write down. Case 2. Point number one. Mr. and Mrs. G both have substantial interest. Both have substantial interest in PQR Limited. Correct, Lilio? And both receive salary. From the company. Yes, all of you? This is important for us. Okay? Just give a star mark for this case number B for your this is a conceptual clarity question to clear a concept. है ना? Salary of Mrs. G will be clubbed in hands of Mr. G since other income apart from such salary is higher of Mr. G. है ना बच्चों? Is higher of Mr. G. Correct? So again, computation of total income. Particulars. Mr. G, Mrs. G. First one, income from salaries. The details are not given to us, so I'll just simply directly add them up. 2,30,000. Answer will still be same side because again at any time during the year it was there, then for the entire year law is same. Good question. The question was what if Mrs. A has in the beginning of the year but not at the end of the year, or even Mr. A for that matter. He has only for 1 day, 1 week, 1 month the substantial interest, and later on he sells. Still answer is same because it is written any time of the year. 5 lakhs बच्चों over here. I'll take bachcho right now. The details are not given, but I'll give the deduction, standard deduction. Under section bachcho what? 16(1)(a). How much? 50,000. Income from salaries 4,50,000. Here nothing, but we have also other incomes also. So I'm just writing other incomes or income from other sources. Other income here, Mr. G is 1,000, if you remember. And Mrs. G still has that income, na 500. That is not to be clubbed. Don't club each and every income, okay? Therefore, total income I'm writing here. 4,51,000. And here, bachcho, only 500. Clear or no? Tell me all of you. Done, everybody? हाँ बोलो खुशबू. Both will be very very rare. हाँ. Then you'll have to see that. I'll have to check the case. If it is the same, then what happens? I'll check that. I'll check that. Done, everybody? Chalo, can we go ahead, all of you? Our basics are covered a little bit. Chalo. Now, 6414 and 6417. What chat box? Yes, yes. Yeah. Salary we have taken right now as for the year. Correct. Ready, everybody? 64 बच्चों. Now 64 is especially about transfer to your family members, okay? Or transfer within the family. 6414 and 6417. What is common, बच्चों? Check. 6414. Income to spouse. Who is earning the income? Spouse is earning. But from the asset transferred. And that बच्चों asset was transferred without consideration. Understand what is happening here. Transfer of assets without consideration. What do you mean by बच्चों without consideration? All of you? Free, correct. That is gift. That is gift, na बच्चों. So, spouse got a gift, obviously from spouse only, okay? Spouse gifted to spouse. Okay, all of you? And now the recipient spouse, let us say husband gave to wife, FD, bank deposit. FD is an asset, है ना? Or shares, correct. And from that FD or shares, whatever, income is earned. Income is earned. Clear till here? Who earned? The recipient or giftee, donee received the income. Okay. For I've written in bracket, बच्चों, example. In bracket I've written interest. That interest is just for the sake of example. Okay. Fine till here, all of you? Are not dowry, Baba. Okay. My goodness. Illegal consideration, Indraji, don't forget. है ना? Okay. So here legally valid asset is transferred. Okay. And that Indrajit, you will have to pay dowry for sure. Who is going to marry you? है ना? Make some reserves. है ना? इंद्रजी will पैसे दे के भी Oh God. Even if money cannot buy happiness, है ना? Let's go ahead. Yeah. All right. So income to spouse from transfer of assets without consideration, that is one case. So directly, bachcho, good Indrajit. Directly, the asset is gone in the name of wife or husband, spouse, and income is earned. That is case number one. Okay. And secondly, 6417, right hand side, important now. Transfer of asset, but for the benefit of spouse. But for the bachcho, ultimately, benefit of spouse. Just understand what is the only original difference, main difference between both of them. In left hand side, bachcho, 6414 is what direct transfer to spouse. And 60.17 is but indirect transfer to spouse, or you can say transfer to somebody, but for the ultimate benefit of spouse. Right hand side बच्चों that case will be of transfer to trust, family trust. So let us say husband transferred to the trust, and the beneficiary of the trust is wife. Agreed or no? Are you getting my point? 64.14 said what? Transfer to spouse. So people started doing what? Okay, we'll not transfer to spouse, we'll transfer to somebody else. है ना इंद्रजीत? And that somebody else is but ultimately giving that money or income or benefit to the spouse. Okay, so we can take it as a case of transfer to trust. Okay, everybody? And trust was created for the benefit of spouse. Let us go ahead, everybody. So let's take first one. Income to spouse from transfer of assets. Basically, all the loopholes are plugged over here, generally, normally, wherever the transfers are happening to the spouse. Okay, everyone? If assessee individual has transferred an asset but except house property which will come under other sections, okay, clubbing of income, section 27 rather, to spouse directly or indirectly for inadequate consideration, ma kasam, for inadequate consideration. Acha, transfer to spouse in the hands of recipient. Can I consider 56.210? Tell me, all of you. What if a bacho husband gives wife a diamond necklace? That case we can discuss right now. Husband gives bacho diamond necklace to wife. How much you want? Tell me, Kushbu. 5 lakh rupees. 5 lakh rupees diamond necklace. है ना? Very good. Yes, Sai. Good, good, good. Section 27 will come into picture when you transfer house property. है ना? Yes, Shilya? So diamond set, bacho, not just necklace, diamond set. So from 56 to 10 point of view, is it again gift from relative? Yes. Exempt in the hands of recipient. Agreed? Indraji is saying natural love and affection. We are in contract right now. But now your check. Okay. So the spouse has got the gift, or you can say for inadequate consideration, any property except HP. The income from such asset shall be included in the total income of the transferor. In the total income of the transferor. Yes, still here. Same examples I was telling you: shares, bank FD, or let us say even the shop. Okay, or you can say some other. You can say any kind of area given to spouse. So the asset is transferred to spouse, and the spouse is earning income on the same. In that case, but even that income will be taxable in the hands of transferor. Yes, everybody. Now, the relationship between the assessee and spouse should exist at the time of transfer as well as and at the time of accrual of income also. Yes, Shalia? Both the cases. Means when the asset was transferred and when the asset earned income. Both the times, bacho, the relationship should exist between the parties. Exception. Understand? The income won't be clubbed if the asset is transferred to spouse in connection with an agreement to live apart. What is this time pass, bacho? Tell me. Huh? Good news or bad news? Bad news. Agreement to live apart. You know Jeff Bezos, no, bacho? Jeff Bezos. Heard of Jeff Bezos, bacho? One of the richest man on earth. And his wife also bacho became one of the richest women in the world. But you know when? After divorce. After divorce. Indrajit, correct. Yeah, why after divorce? Because she got lots of settlement money in the divorce. She got lots of shares in the company. So she became one of the richest person of me. Okay. Achha, Indrajit is giving list of all the divorce cases. Hrithik Roshan, Bill Gates. Okay, okay, I get your point. Fine, fine. Yeah. All right. Okay. So in that case, obviously, if the asset is transferred because of divorce, then income, that person will do suicide only. He's like, I have to give the asset. Correct. I have to give the asset in because of divorce, and also that income on that asset is also getting taxed in my hands. Like, what is this torture? That's why Indrajit's advice is like, don't get married. Is yeah, I can understand now. Hai na? Anyways, got the point. Income from accretion. Accretion. Have you heard this word before? Accretion means बच्चों increment, increase or increment. Star mark this. Correct sign. Income from accretion of transferred asset is not to be clubbed. Very important. That means income from income will not be clubbed. संडे से अपन का ही प्लान नहीं का. ये देख निखिल कितना टॉर्चर करता है मेरे को. हाँ, टॉन्ट मारा निखिल. अरे नो निखिल, आई हैव टू फिनिश दिस बैच, दैट्स व्हाट आई एम टेकिंग. व्हाट अबाउट यू निखिल, हाउ आर यू? क्या शुरू है? सब अंडर मैच रैंडम ओवर देयर. इनकम फ्रॉम इनकम. Write in the notebook if you want, okay? Will not be clubbed. This is again very important point. Basically, only one source of income you will club. From that source of income, again, if you're earning something, that will not be clubbed in the hands of transfer. Masta heavy. Okay, Nikhil. November 23, na now? Nikhil, final attempt. Enjoying articleship. सही है. कोई भेटता क्या नहीं? कोई मिलता कि नहीं? Others, write down, okay? Can you go ahead, everybody? हाँ, चलो. And lastly, savings out of pin money. Now, pin money is what? Incidental expenses should not be clubbed. Something we bachcho we call it as, yes, Nikhil, bye bye, take care. Something bachcho we call it something like, we call something like Stridhan. Stridhan means as a party in the marriage, it is a legal right to get money from spouse, okay, for the maintenance of the marriage or self-maintenance, okay. So that is called as, you can say, incidental, or you can say living expenses, that money. So savings out of your incidental expenses or pin money will not be clubbed in the hands of transferor, okay. Fine till here? All of you okay till here? That was your transfer to spouse, okay. And transfer of assets, but for the benefit of spouse. That means to whom did you transfer? Let us say you transfer to trust, and the trust is bachcho giving, the beneficiary of the trust is what? Spouse. Clear till here? So check. The assessee has transferred the asset to any person or associated persons, okay, directly or indirectly, without adequate consideration. So I transfer to bachcho trust, gift, okay. But for the immediate or deferred, immediate means right now, deferred means late, delayed, benefit of the spouse only, है ना? Then all incomes from such asset will be included in the hands of transfer. Same thing. Clear to here, everybody? Tell me. All of you okay? Yes or no? The same example. Either direct transfer or indirect transfer, but for the benefit of spouse, all the incomes from that asset bachcho will be taxed in the hands of transferor. Okay? Except which one we have discussed? House property. Ready? And some other notes. Provisions of clubbing will apply even if transferee has converted such assets to some other form. Okay? Everybody? Let me just give you an example. Mr. A. Let us change the example. Mrs. A. Why should always Mr. A give the gift? है ना बच्चों? Mrs. A gifted cash to Mr. A. Okay, everybody? All of you? Now, cash by itself, bachcho, will it earn interest? No. Okay, all of you? Everybody, are you getting my point? Everyone okay till here? Mrs. A gave a cash gift to Mr. A. So, cash by itself, bachcho, is not going to earn some interest. So, he converted that cash. He means now Mr. A into FD. Yes, still here, all of you? Is it okay? Is this conversion of asset or no? Yes. And now, bachcho, if that FD earns interest, see, just try to understand little bit that this FD and cash will be as good as same. Why? Because it is bachcho, merely conversion of the asset. Are you getting my point, everybody? Chalega? Got it, everybody? However, let me change the example. Okay, just try to understand now. Let me change the example. However, instead of giving cash, she has but to understand now. First of all itself, given FD to Mr. A. Yes? Are haan. And that FD bachcho earns interest. Will that be taxable or no? Obviously, that will be taxable. Fine, everybody? But don't forget the main source, okay? This was your FD. This was the main asset which was given. You know? Till the time Mr. A has this FD, the main principal, any income from that source will be taxable. Clear, all of you? Then, next one. This is the covered. Ready? Clubbed income shall be taxed in the same head of income in which it was earned. If it is salary to salary, house property, IOS to IOS. Okay, whatever clubbing you do, it will be clubbed in the same head of income. Fine. And the same thing, relationship of husband and wife should subsist, means exist, both at the time of transfer as well as at the time when the income is accrued. Transfer of asset before marriage, Andrajit, is outside the scope of this section. Clear to all of you? Everybody? And same thing, income from acquisition of assets. This we have just now covered. Okay. Income arising due to transfer from property transfer is taxable in the hands of transferor. Read that. I'll give you 2 minutes. Read that entire paragraph. Only this much. Same thing, bacho. Basically, income on income will not be clubbed. Only the first source of income will be clubbed. Agreed? Income on income will not be clubbed. Alright, all of you? Can we go ahead? Let's do one question for today and then we'll wind up. Chalega? Alright? So one question, or you can say last question for today. Question number 6. Ask me after the batch, after the class. Question number 6. Ready, everybody? 6A. Mr. A transferred bonds to Miss B. Miss on 1st April. Be careful. On 2nd April, they got married, and Miss B received rupees 10,000 as interest on such bonds during the year. Tell me. He transferred bacho. It is irrevocable transfer. Fully gifted, etc. What do you think? What is the case over here? Clubbing will happen, not happen, why and what? Tell me the reason, everybody. Nitin. Good, Kushbu. Correct, Akshay. Mansi. Yes, Nitin, correct. Correct. Clubbing will not happen because it is not a transfer to spouse. And I'll say, what was the case given to us? The relationship of husband and wife, whatever it is, spouse, should exist at the time of both transfer as well as accrual. Correct. Very good. Yes, correct, Sai. Write down bacho 6A. Question number 6. Question number 6. Ready, everybody? Case A, no? So clubbing will not happen. Okay. Bonds were transferred to Miss B before marriage. Okay. Full stop. Therefore, provision of clubbing will not apply. Therefore, provision of clubbing will not apply. Therefore, how much income she earned? 10,000. Therefore, rupees 10,000 interest income will be taxable. In hands of, now she has become much a Mrs. after the end of the year, no? Or during the year, okay? In the hands of Mrs. B only. It will not be clubbed. Yes, Celia? Done, all of you? Case B. Ready? Should we go ahead? Case B. Mr. C transferred shares to Mrs. C, his wife. Mrs. C was allotted bonus. He transferred shares, bacho. Mrs. C was allotted bonus shares. She sold the original as well as bonus shares and earned short-term capital gains of 40,000 and 30,000 respectively. First of all, it is transferred to spouse. At the time of transfer, spouse, as well as at the time of accrual, also spouse. Hai na, everybody? The Datta Trivedi. Hello. Which city? What's your name? Ready, everybody? So what will happen, bacho? Is it transfer of asset to spouse and the spouse has earned income on the same? Tell me this. Yes, it is transfer of asset to the spouse and income earned on the asset. So clubbed or not clubbed? Clubbed. So why have they given you something separately for bonus shares? Why? Very good, Mansi. Very good. Only बच्चों 40,000 will be clubbed. The 30,000 will not be clubbed because it is income on income, or rather it is income on accretion. It is बच्चों what? Income on accretion. Bonus shares is what? Bonus shares are बच्चों accretion. It is increase in the asset. So income earned on the incremental asset is not to be clubbed in the hands of transferor. Yes, Ilya? Ahmedabad. Okay, Datta. Fine, fine, fine. Good. You guys are giving what? May 23? Both? Sahi? Datta? Where were we? Case B, na? Chalo, write down. I hope you understood what is to be clubbed. Only 40,000. 30,000 will not be clubbed because 30,000 is income from incremental asset or accretioned asset. Okay? Write down, bachcho. Star mark this question. Wherever you make mistakes, star mark. Okay? Write down. Point number 1. Mr. C has transferred Mr. C, na? Okay, Datta. Good. Fine. Okay, Sai. Original shares to Mrs. C comma on which STCG arised of rupees 40,000. Correct? Comma 40,000. Full stop. Here comma. It will be clubbed in the hands of Mr. C. Yes, Ilya? It covers, not directly, but it covers ICS study material. You will see the questions, they are similar to study material only. And I give extra actually in the textbook. Ready, all of you? STCG on bonus shares of rupees 30,000 will be taxable in the hands of Mrs. C because, or can say since, understand, bonus shares were not given by Mr. C. Bonus shares were बच्चे given by company, है ना? Bonus shares were given by company to Mrs. C and not by Mr. C, na? And not by Mr. C. Okay? You will get the notes, etc., everything over here on that channel, Datta. Okay? I have given the link in the pinned link, na? The comment. Okay? If you want law, tax, the notes you will get. Until here, all of you. Sai, Datta, Indrajit. So it will be taxable in her hands also only. It will not be clubbed. Right? And case C now. Case C. Ready? Mr. D transferred debentures to a trust for inadequate consideration. Mrs. D was the only, sole means only, sole beneficiary of the trust. The trust earned interest of 10,000. Tell me. Why accretion? This is not accretion, Baba. This is not accretion. Okay, Datta. Timings are generally morning, either 8:15 or 8:30 or 11:30. Clubbing will happen? Yes. But because of which reason? Tell me. Because of which reason? Very good. Yes, correct, Indrajit, correct. 6417. 6417. Transfer to a third party and benefit bachcho is the spouse ultimately or indirectly. So again, it will be still clubbed in the hands of transferor. Yes, still here, everybody? Simple, no? है ना? Done, everybody? Should I go ahead? Chalo. Write down. Case C. Khushbu understood? Mr. D has transferred debentures to trust for the benefit of Mrs. D. Therefore, as per section which one? 6417. Correct, everybody? Rupees 10,000 will be clubbed in the hands of Mr. D. Why बच्चों Mr. D? Because he's the transferor spouse ना बच्चों. He is a transferor spouse, है ना? Your law is covered, Datta. Done till here, everybody? See, all of you, those who are coming on YouTube, you can always subscribe and press that bell icon. That bell icon is important. And you will get the notification immediately. Okay? We've covered now almost what, 4 or 5 sections for today. Okay, everybody? Like, share, subscribe. What, Khushbu? Okay, for your homework, at least read the next 2 pages. Very small chapter, but comparatively again very. Arey हाँ Indrajit. Oh, just a minute now. Read the theory and come. How many pages? Hardly 6 pages. Out of the 2 pages or today only I've covered. है ना? दबा के like मारो. Okay, read and come. You may or may not understand, but minus income is important. This will be covering. Another 2 lectures we will require to finish the chapter. Almost. है ना? Fine, everybody. All right. That is it for income tax for today. Okay, everyone.
Recording stopped.
Okay, online जो भी है सही दत्ता. Tomorrow again, but आज शाम को कुछ नहीं law ना. Today evening we don't have law ना.
नहीं सर.
In the like. Vanakkam. Okay, Sai Singh Vanakkam बच्चों from Vellore, Tamil Nadu. Nice. हाँ इंद्रजीत सिंह ले लो सर. टेक द लेक्चर. बोल ना. हाँ.
सर मार्केट कौन सा?
मार्केट यार्ड जाना तेरे को.
हाँ.
मार्केट यार्ड बिबेड़वाड़ी. दैट इज नियर बिबेड़वाड़ी. प्रेसिस पॉइंट से स्वारगेट. स्वारगेट पता है?
हाँ सर मालूम है.
हाँ तो वहाँ से राइट यू विल गो टुवर्ड्स बिबेड़वाड़ी. वहाँ पे तेरा मार्केट यार्ड. टुमारो मॉर्निंग विल मीट बच्चों. 8:15 विल ट्राई. 8:15 AM. If at all I change, I had to change depending on the timetable, my other class timetable. I'll let you know. But okay, everybody, tomorrow 8:15 a.m. income tax, है ना? Okay, Sai, Datta, whoever are there online. हाँ, तू क्या बोल रहा था? तो को वहाँ पे आना प्रेस्टीज हाँ, फ्रॉम स्वारगेट यू हैव टू गो टू राइट, यू विल गेट योर मार्केट यार्ड एरिया. Okay, everybody. चलो then tomorrow बच्चों will see you at 8:15 a.m. for income tax, है ना? If not 8:15 a.m. then 11:30, so you know that. Okay. So once only source will be clubbed, right? हाँ, then interest income, correct, of 10,000. Asset we can't club, no? We don't club the asset. It is not balance sheet. We club the income. अच्छा दत्त, मेरा तो अभी कंपनी लॉ चल रहा है, चैप्टर नंबर 7 चल रहा है. If you want, you can always check the recorded lectures.
सर
बोलो.
वो जो क्वेश्चन हम सॉल्व करते हैं उसमें जो अदर सोर्सेस लाइक हाउस प्रॉपर्टी है तो फिर हम उसमें डिडक्शंस लेते हैं. इफ अगर वहाँ पे ऐसा कंप्यूटेड लिखा रहा है तो फिर हमें
Computed means the
नहीं
entire final figure. Take a final figure. Obviously, अगर if computed they write down computed, then take final figure only. Don't do any deductions. If they don't write down, then I have seen in ICS study materials answer, they take 24B deduction also, 30% standard deduction. So you need to be careful. Or it is always better to give notes. No, Sai, no. Interest is not income on income. Interest is income on debenture. Debenture, when let us say I buy debenture of a company. For me, the debenture is an investment. That is the asset. है ना? Let us say I got some debentures. I purchased some debentures. I gave it to a trust. And the trust beneficiary is you. The debenture earned interest. है ना? If you again invest, okay, or let us say that interest is invested somewhere, and that interest again makes some further more income, that further more income will not be clubbed. चलेगा दत्ता. You can watch at 1.25x, okay दत्ता, अगर देखना भी रहा तो. कंसेप्ट क्लियर करने से मतलब है. और ICS स्टडी मटेरियल पढ़ो, मतलब ICS स्टडी मटेरियल इज ऑलवेज प्रेफरेबल. And yes, many of you might be asking the doubt. May 23 both groups, November 23 one group. Exemption, exceptions, there is no clarity. There are lots of rumors and only discussion happening. Okay, so till some clarity comes in January, February, some clarity will come. Till that time, nobody actually can guarantee or say what is actually happening. Okay, they are all just speculations. Okay, but yes, it is preferable if new attempt comes in November 23 or new basically course, because we'll be having lesser papers over there. Na? Advanced accounts will be directly immediately will be clubbed into group 1 directly. So there will be some provision for exemption. There is no doubt about it. If you clear group 1, there is no doubt income taxation is going into group 2. I hope you know that. So it should not be, obviously you will be given the exemption, or whatever marks you have earned in tax will be considered as marks for group 2, and then the remaining you will have to cover. Okay, now that paper will be of 3 marks na bachcho, sorry 3 papers na in per group. So that group 2 bachcho will be now of 600 will be of 300 marks, not 400. Okay, so it will be better. Now whatever said and done, it will be better if you score good marks in especially in taxation, because that marks will be covered in group 2 if at all you go for November 23 is there in your mind. If you're going for both the groups, or whatever. We don't know the result and all of that. No? We cannot predict actually. है ना? So it will be good or better if you focus more on taxation. That is one of the toughest subjects in group 1, but it will be also considered as exemption for group 2. Did you understand or no? I was talking about what? New syllabus or new course. है ना? Fine, everybody. Syllabus will not change drastically. Syllabus I'm talking about. That clubbing is changing, na? But if you do FM and EFF, that EFF will be waste if at all you are doing November 23 group 2. है ना? EIS again of no use. Again if you're giving November 23 group 2. Okay? Anyways, don't waste too much of time into it. If it is clear November 23, you want to give group 2, that is, you should focus that time. If you're giving both the groups, see to it. You have to clear in May 23 itself, both the groups. That is much better. Okay? Don't keep anything pending and then converge and then this and that. Alright, bachcho? Chalo. See you everybody. Tomorrow 8:15 AM for income tax. Chalo. Bye bye everybody. YouTube walo, bye bye. See you. Chalo, online walo bhi. Bye bye. Yeah. Enjoy your Sunday. Padhai karo,
Bye,
revise
sir.
karo and clear your backlogs.
Bye, sir.
Yes.